Well, I think it looks better on camera than it does in real life, but you're not here to judge it. That's just my opinion. Anyway, since the last time I posted anything, I got this other patch panel welded in to the frame rail, and it curves, well, actually angles in. Let's see if we can see that. Probably not. I should get a flashlight, or I can do that. Torch on. Does that work? Yeah, that works. Okay. Anyway, so it wraps around and ties in right there so that this area is not going to get filled up with gravel and rust out again like it did from the original factory design. And I got it. I still need to clean up the welds a little. It's not, it's strong. It just looks ugly. It'll be plenty strong. It just looks, like I said, it just looks ugly. And these tie-in pieces don't exactly match top to bottom, and yeah, whatever. It'll be fine. I might run another piece just to bridge the gap between the top and bottom plate. Yeah, I might do that, but we'll see. And I got this reinforced, the front leaf spring hangers with this angle iron gusset. I got those in place on both sides just to help give it more strength, because the engine that's going in it is like 3 times as powerful as the original engine, and so just to help avoid any more flex in the chassis as it's accelerating, because we don't want that. Anyway, so I got a block off plate. Since this was still intact, I didn't have to reconstruct anything on this side. This was still intact. I welded in a block off plate to accomplish the same purpose of keeping gravel out of there. So that's that. So yeah, that's about all I've done so far. A friend of mine, yeah, the rear end, yeah, even if I could, this thing is so old. I don't think there's any way I'm going to be able to rebuild it and, tighten up those tolerances. That's just way too clunky. So a friend of mine has a Ranger that he's parting out, so I'm going to be able to get the rear end from him out of that. And I'm not sure what gear ratio it is. Hopefully it's like a 373, because they came in all different ratios. But hopefully it'll be a usable gear ratio that I can bolt in here, and I'll have to just transfer the spring perches off of this one onto the Ranger rear end. But I'm not going to do that until I get the rest of the frame reconstructed, and use this basically as a template to keep everything straight and square as I get the new leaf spring perches mounted in the rear after I rebuild the frame there. So that's what's going on with that. And what else? What else is up with this fine, beautiful specimen of an antique car? That is about it. So yeah, I still need to cut and measure for the rear section. I'm kind of torn on using an early Mustang fuel tank, because if I do that, I could box it in and it would serve as the floor for the trunk, and I'd get a new tank with a new sending unit that I could adapt. Just thoughts. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that, but this body is pretty pretty solid, except this, you can see here, I don't know if I really gave a good close-up of this, but this is all rusted out really bad, so I'm gonna have to reconstruct this whole rear valance and the opening for the trunk. Trunk itself, yeah, it's kind of messed up too, so, but that's that. And the latches are rusted in place, so I'm gonna do something different with that. Just clean it up. I'm not sure if I even want visible latches on the back. Yeah, I'll just clean it all up, make it nice and functioning. Maybe just a single key, just a single trunk key underneath the license plate, or maybe recessed license plate that flips up with a key underneath it. That might be nice and clean. Yeah, I like that idea. Anyway, just more thoughts. So that's where I am with this right now, and I will post more on it as I get more done. Okay.